Hey everyone, sorry for being a couple of minutes late. Welcome to our weekend double sessions, our weekend double Q&As. I did a Q&A literally, we finished one 10 hours ago. I'm now live again with you for 2 sessions this weekend, all Q&A based, and we did the most incredible meditation yesterday. I might do the same one again because it was so powerful. If you haven't seen the replay, make sure you go back and watch it. I absolutely guarantee that the questions other people are asking are relevant to you and you will get something out of it. So, who is here with me? Good morning, says Sophie. Priyansh, morning, Kieran. Stacy says, oh gosh, I thought I was late. No, perfect timing. Good to have you here. Lashnu, awesome. Guys, let's start today with positivity like we did on. Press that like and love button, right? And today's all about questions. So I want to know what questions you have for me. I'll spend most of the time answering them. We'll then do a meditation, I promise. Yesterday's questions were incredible. I was thinking about it afterwards and I was just thinking, wow, some of these questions are really powerful. I could probably spend an hour answering each question, but I like the fact that it's rapid fire. I move quickly to all of your questions, as many as I can. Yesterday, we probably got through about, I don't know, maybe like 30, 50 questions, maybe, yeah, 30 or 40 questions, which is nearly one a minute. It was fantastic. Let's see who else has questions today. If you're watching this on the replay, don't worry. I'm sure someone will ask a question that's similar to yours. Keep a listen out. Kieran, Priyansh, Alia, Esther, good morning. Leah, good morning. Ivan, good morning. Rose, Astri, Anisha. Morning, Sam. Wonderful to see you here. Daniela, great to see you. Priyansh, Sandra, Kavya, Rashida, Georgios. Awesome. Some people on their work breaks. This is great. Jadine, 3 a.m. Oh my God, you're here. Hey, Anya. Hey, Ishwari, Sherry, Jenny. Hey, Jenny. How's it going? Abhishek, good to see you. Rose, can we speak on forgiveness? Yes, let's talk about that, Rose. Okay, beautiful topic to start off the day. So, forgiveness. What about forgiveness do you want to know, Rose? Tell me and we'll get to that. Morning from South Africa, says Candice. Just finished with the other live, double whammy of Jay. Awesome meditation session. Ritu, happy birthday, guys. Send your love to Ritu. Happy birthday. Tammy, hey. Michelle, hello to you. It's a good time for Sydney, I hope. Lots of people tuning in from Sydney. Cheyenne, Lisa, Isabel. This is fantastic. Okay. Kita. All right, here, let's go with the questions. It's 3 a.m., but I made it, says Sam Monica. Wow. Tammy says, good morning from Michigan at 3 a.m. I'm so impressed. You could have joined yesterday's, but you guys are blowing my mind, okay? I'm very grateful that you're here today. That's what I love. If you're watching on the replay and you couldn't make it, that's absolutely fine. But just check some of these out, guys out. They're crazy. Okay, Rose's question. Now let's go with the questions. Done my hello section. Rose, how can we move on and forgive someone who may have hurt us, but we don't want to lose them? Why don't you want to lose them? We're answering this great question from Rose Victor. How can we move on and forgive someone who may have hurt us, but we don't want to lose them? So the first point is that when you forgive, you should never forget. It doesn't mean you forget. When you forget, you trust that person to the same standard again and put yourself in a position to fall again and experience that hurt and pain again. So when you forgive someone, it doesn't mean that you forget what they did. That's not forgiveness. Forgiveness is allowing yourself to not reflect any of their hurt onto yourself. That's what forgiveness actually is. Sorry, throat's a bit croaky. Forgiveness is making sure that you do not reflect any of that pain and hold on to it for any longer, because the only person it hurts is you. You recognize that that person hurt me, but if I hold that pain, it will absolutely carry on as being pain for me and not negatively affect anyone else, right? That's what forgiveness is. So if you forgive them, But don't forget what they did. They may still be hurt. You may lose them. You can't control what they decide to do. See, this is a really simple principle in life. You cannot control how people act. Say this out loud. I cannot control how people act, behave, or think. Just say that out loud to yourself. I cannot control how people act, behave, or think. And say this out. How people act, behave, and think is not always a reflection of how I act, behave, and think with them. Right? Say this out loud. How I act, behave, and think, how people act, behave, and think is not necessarily a reflection of how I act, behave, and think with them. People act how they like to act. Sometimes you can be the nicest to someone and they'll be the worst to you. And you're wondering, well, what am I doing wrong? It's not about you. That's them. You cannot control how people act, behave, and think. When you realize that, when you let go of that, and you just realize all you can focus on is how I act, behave, and think, that will truly change your life. That will truly, truly change your life. Ronnie, great to see you coming in online. Anyone else? Questions? Maria, you wrote it down and put it on your wall. I love it when people do that. Rashida said, Jay, it's taboo to move out of a wedding in India. A toxic relationship is taking the control over me. How you come over this? Rashida, explain a bit more. Sorry. I want to get it right. Daniela says, I just came to terms with this and it's a lesson for me. Ali says, can I forgive while I'm still angry because of that person? No, you're still carrying it. The anger is a symptom of unforgiving and you're carrying that, which is only causing you pain. Imagine carrying anger like carrying hot coal, right? When you pick up hot coal to even throw it at someone or just hold it, who does it burn first? You. That's like carrying anger. That's like not forgiving. That's like carrying pressure and tension. You burn yourself in the process. Does that make sense? Iris, I cannot control how people act, behave, or think. Lashini, the moment we realize that so much changes. Determined, well, don't forget, I wish I could forget in order to erase the emotional pain. You can, if that person is disconnected from your life, you can forget. The way you forget is by learning from that lesson. When you learn, the universe, your mind, the brain is able to disconnect because it has no longer need for that memory. See, the reason why we hold on to memories is we're still enjoying it, or we haven't learned from it, or we still find some happiness or some sort of satisfaction in it. We have to redirect our happiness and satisfaction, and then we have to realize that we can let go and forget. Leslie says, a hard skill to learn, but this group has made forgiveness achievable for me. I hope you find that skill soon too. Wonderful, Leslie. I'm so grateful that this group has allowed you to do that. Charissa says, I forgive my ex-friend for hurting me, but we still don't talk to each other because she hates me. I don't want her back, but still it's awkward to see her because she lives in the same street. And that's fine, right? Awkwardness is carrying on. We can't have it all our way. We can't completely change what happened. So that's going to be there. Kanvia. After empowering sessions from you, I've been able to let go of my past and have started working on my purpose. But I'm finding it difficult to stick to routine. I need to get to work as well as to study for exam preparation. Sometimes I find it hard to focus. What can I do to be fully focused when I sit for study as I get limited time because of my job? The only way is you remove distractions from your space. Go to another space. Go to a library. Go to a study area. Go to a place where other people are studying that you don't know. Remove distractions. Don't do it in your house where you play video games or watch TV. You can't do it on the same desk that you're just messing around on all day and watching Netflix. You can't do that. You need to go and change your space and remove distractions. Start with that. See how that works. Nicole, good morning. Just joined live from Toronto. Wow, 3 a.m. A lot of 3 a.m. people. I'm impressed. Sherry says, how do you shift from fear to success? So you don't. You shift from fear to action, and action leads to success. If you're trying to shift from fear to success, it won't happen. The medium is action. The way you shift from fear to action is by being around people who act and getting on with some action. There's literally no other answer. You can have every motivation in the group, whatever it is, but this group is a good example, because when you see other people, and I want people now, this is my request, whether you're watching on this replay or you're watching it live, I want you to share what you've started doing, new habits, new routines, new tools, new practices because of this group, because of your communication. Share the new stuff you started doing, because what that's going to do, even if you started doing it and you haven't shared it, share it. Because what's that going to do? It's going to make everyone else realize that they can too do it. They too can act. When you get into a community that's shifting, you will shift. That's the biggest and best way to do it. Great questions here. Lisa, I chose not to move on with the Circle of Life today because I want to give you more time to reflect on it. There's so many questions from everyone. Yesterday's session was incredible. I wanted to do a question session with everyone who couldn't join yesterday because it lets you answer. We have to process what we're learning. We all want to move on. I had this genuine reflection. Real transformation is a slow and patient process. If you want to really grow, and I'm helping you really grow, I'm going to the root of it. I'm not talking about making you just change your life in 2 seconds. That doesn't work. That really doesn't work. And I want you to have time to meditate and reflect and observe and think. And therefore, I'm allowing you to get that space, answer your questions this week. Every month, I'll do a question session like this so that you can share, so that I can answer any issues you're having with the Circle of Life. So ask questions from the Circle of Life, guys. Esther, how do we keep our values in the right perspective? Every day, write down what your values are. Every day, even if they're the same. And notice how anything is making you shift that value. So let's say my values are honesty, integrity, authenticity. And if I notice, oh wow, like that project I'm working on is making me a bit less authentic. That person I'm spending time with is making a bit less integrity. Then I'm noting that every day. When I'm observing that every day, I'm now more observant. When I'm with that person, I'm now less affected. Write it down every morning. See where you're going off on a tangent. Now when you're there, you'll be more aware and you'll know how to bring it back. Right? Stacey, what if you don't like how people act, behave, and think? Do you disassociate? You disassociate, or you disassociate with that part of them and spend time when they are not like that. Depends to what degree you don't like how people act, behave, and think. If it's abusive, of course, it's very different to just you don't like someone's idiosyncrasies. We all do things that other people don't like in the moment, but they're not like life-defining. And that we can't get too precious about. Jennifer, wow, never thought of anger like that. Anger hurts me first before it's chance to hurt someone else. It doesn't hurt anyone else that much either. That's why anger is so detrimental to my own growth. Absolutely. Hot cold concept, love it, says Alex. Awesome. Question from Deepika. Why do people change over years? Once you love them, they love you back. And after a few years, they are not the people you love. How to let go? Well, I think this is the issue, that we think people don't change, but everyone changes. We change. People change. Feelings change. And that's why you got to be careful, especially most people change the biggest between 21 to 30, mostly. And now a lot of people are changing later, 25 to 35. So my point being that when you make big commitments early in life, it's hard to get people to stay to them. And unfortunately, people don't know themselves. Until we revolutionize, and this is what we're doing in this group, until we revolutionize the education system, until we revolutionize how people learn. When my guru's guru went to universities, he would say, where's your area? Where's your department on consciousness, the soul, the self? And they said they didn't have one. And he said, well, what's the point of the whole university? See, because we don't have self-awareness, people can't make the right decisions. So we have to help people with self-awareness. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help you with self-actualization, understanding yourself better. When you understand yourself better, anything is possible. So the answer to your question is, Deepika, you can't make someone not change. They will change. And therefore, you have to be careful about commitments you make early in life. And you have to ask the person about their self-awareness and make sure they have it before they commit, right? Who else? Jadine says, learning lessons like these means we can forget, but we still recognize the behavior of others before they have the opportunity. Zoe, wonderful to see you again. Sentamarai, question from you. When a present situation upsets us and our mind keeps replaying the same situation, how do we quickly change our mindset to a positive mindset? You change it by extracting from it what that lesson was meant to teach you, what that moment was meant to teach you. And if you don't know, let it go until you do. But that's what you do. When a present situation keeps replaying Ask yourself, what am I meant to learn from this? Like, what can I take back to avoid this in the future? That will switch it into you action mode. So you don't switch to positive. People are trying to switch negative to positive thoughts, fear to success. It doesn't work like that. First, there's action in the middle, right? It's action. It's not positive thought. It's first a positive action that leads to a positive mindset, that way around, for those situations in particular. So nice to see you, Rajesh. This is great. Sophie Bosch, when you're in the process of forgiving, how do you avoid falling back in resentment feelings? You will fall back. So know you'll fall back. Don't judge yourself if you fall back. The challenge is we think that everything's a seamless upward stream. It's not. It's like this. Remember, I gave this in a video. Really changes like this. And when we drop, when we're trying to change, we're like, oh no, but I was trying to change. Why did that happen? But it will happen. As long as you know it will happen, as long as you know it will happen, you're not surprised. You don't judge yourself. Zoe, being honest at all times. Tell me what you're saying there. Krishnendra, yes, we were going to discuss an action plan. What I decided to do, for everyone's benefit, because there were a lot of questions this week, is answer everyone's questions. We will continue with the action plan. But it's so important that we take these steps and checks in order to find out what we're struggling with, what's going wrong. You have so many questions. Ask me them right now. I'm right here to answer your questions on the Circle of Life. I'm right here. Jennifer, I've started eating better in order to fuel my body so I can wake up earlier and have time to work out and meditate. Just that one new habit has allowed me to have more energy to spend quality time with others after work instead of being drained. Jennifer, was that your one area? Look at how the Circle of Life is working, guys. Anyone else got a story like Jennifer Island? Jennifer, I love that. Thank you so much for sharing it. You're exactly doing what the Circle of Life is. You're using that one area of pain to fuel the other areas. That's incredible, Jennifer. Thank you so much. Balvina says, I have a question about communication at work. How do I actually speak up what I feel, think, instead of holding back? I do have some fear with expressing my thoughts and not feeling misjudged. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Become aware of how you can communicate with impact. See, just saying how you feel, that doesn't have impact. Saying how you feel and understanding how that other person is going to accept it and digest it is more powerful. Speak in the other person's language. Don't speak in yours. If you like assertive language and they like softer language, speak in softer language. You have to adapt and filter according to the person that you're speaking to. Awesome, says Lisa. This is great. Exactly. People are still making ladders. People are still doing the sessions. I don't want you to feel pressure. Remember, you're in a river. There's no pressure. There's no force. There's no tension. There's no obligation. We're going with the flow, right? I've been a vegan for about 2 years. It's definitely helped me a lot. I speak so much. Dairy is generally not great for the throat or the sinuses, so it's helped with that. It's helped me with not eating junk food because so many pastries and so many cakes and everything like that is not vegan. So when I'm out and about, and even if I want to eat that, I can't. That's helped me with a lot. Ronnie, Jay, so are you saying you journal your values and your reflections daily? And if so, what else do you journal daily? Ronnie, so this is my daily routine when it comes to journaling. What's the right word? Wait, I wanted to get this right. What I do every day is refine my intentions. I refine my intentions. Intention is the seed of any action you do. The 4 things that need to be in line: intention, attention, awareness, and action. IAAA. Intention, attention, awareness, and action. Every activity, every thought, everything you do can be broken down into these 4 areas: intention, attention, awareness, and action. But intention is the root and it's the seed from which everything grows. So let's say when I started doing what I do now, my intention was to help people. The fact that I lived as a monk for 3 years, the fact that I've studied the Vedas that are 5,000 years old, the fact that I studied behavioral science and understand how the human mind works, the fact that I've been meditating since I was 12 years old. I'd had all these incredible experiences and I wanted to share them with people. My intention was just to share, uplift, guide, coach. what I do is I refine that intention daily. I go back to that. Whenever it changes, whenever these new fluffy things, these magical things appear, I refine my intention daily. That's what my journal is. I write down what I want my intention to be and what it might be becoming because of who I spend time with, where I spend time, and what I do. And I refine that. I cut down the weeds and I focus in on that seed. That's my daily journaling. My other daily journaling is gratitude. I write down every day what I'm grateful for specifically. And just one thing, not like I'm grateful for the sun, I'm grateful I woke up today. Too broad. I'm talking about deep gratitude. Like I wrote down yesterday, I am so grateful. After the Q&A session I wrote down, I'm so grateful that I started this community and that all of you joined because I love this. I grow so much. I learn so much. I say so many things in these sessions that I would never say if it wasn't channeled because of all of you. So I'm grateful for that. Specific. Gratitude means specific, right? Another thing I do in my journal daily is I write ideas for videos. So it's not a video idea, but I'll scribble down a quote. I'll scribble down a thought. I'll scribble down a concept that came to my mind, and I keep that daily as well. I personally do it on my phone, but you can do it any way you like. I recommend writing it down. If you're new to journaling, I wrote down stuff for years. It's just now that I'm on the go and I don't always have my notebook, but I recommend writing it down. Thanks for your question, Bronny. Jenny Charlotte says, committing to this group makes it easier for me to commit to myself. 100%. 100%, right? I feel like I have a heartfelt obligation to contribute my own and my tribe's growth. 100%. The biggest challenging goal setting is we do it alone. Or we do it with people that we don't really connect with, even if we know them well. Okay. Who else's questions? Guys, I'm ready for your questions. Dawn says, I feel like I'm just becoming aware now at 50. I feel like my new birthday is January 1st. That's beautiful, Dawn. And it's never too late to become aware. It's just that we want to make it earlier for as many people. I always talk about self-awareness, says Sam. Krishnendra said, I have very important exams in 3 months. I want to focus all my energies on that. Any tips for awesome, productive work? If they're important exams, Krishnendra, you need a strategy, which means you need a timetable of how you're going to do it. You need to be using your time wisely. Are you a morning person or night person? First, answer this question. I'll give you 3 questions. Answer it and set the timetable. Are you a morning or a night person? When are you most productive? I'm a morning person. I always used to revise in the morning. I rarely revised after like 3, 4 p.m. Genuinely. So I'm a morning person. I'd be revising from 8 till 3, 4 p.m. when I used to revise. So a morning or an evening person. Figure out self-awareness. Everything starts with self-awareness. When people are giving you tips, like this is a great revision pattern, that doesn't work. You're different. You're a different person. You will work differently. So that's the first thing. Second thing, are you good when you revise with people or are you good when you revise on your own? Ask yourself the question. When you've done well in an exam, tell me the trends. When you've done badly in an exam, tell me the trends. I revise well alone. So I revise alone. Third, do I prefer revising with lots of question papers or lots of content? I'm a question paper reviser. These 3 questions will give you so much self-awareness that when you start revising, you know where to focus rather than going, oh, what do I do now? That's what wastes time. That's what procrastinates. That's what makes you unproductive. Iris says, every day I take steps to accomplish my goals and growth regarding my Genius project. That's amazing. Tell us more about that, Iris. Kavit, great to have you here. Nitu says, hi Jay, how to handle the situation when you trust your friend and they disappoint you back? I mean, how do I handle the disappointment? You handle the disappointment by realizing why they did that and what you can learn. Again, these are very similar challenges, guys. And I know it's painful at the time, but it's making you realize where you're at with someone. Don't try and change where you're at with someone. Don't try and manipulate where you're at with someone. Don't try and feel that you can transform where you're at with someone if that's where they've shown you where you're at, right? If they've shown you're at somewhere, the reason why we feel disappointment is because we want to change that for them to love us and be amazing to us. But we have to accept that it doesn't work like that. Jeanette, how to stick with new habits? Wonderful question, Jeanette Rogue. You stick with new habits by coming up with a plan to prioritize that new habit. You can't train a new habit while you do everything else as well. If you want to change your morning routine, that has to become the priority. You can't change your morning routine and at night go out with all your friends, right? You have to focus on one. The reason why we struggle with habit change and habit formation is we try to do too many things at the same time, right? Great questions. Hey, Annette, great to see you. This is awesome. This is great, Lara. Wonderful to see you. New habit, meditate every morning, says Determined. Any more questions? Arti, wonderful to see you. Sandra, I'm so happy that I can reflect some more about the chakra of life, circle of life, and my ladder with all the questions. Yes, take your time with these activities. Real change and real transformation takes time. Sinead, any tips how I can respond rather than react? Absolutely. When you're in that heated moment, right? It's so hard. What I do is I remember the traffic light visualization. As soon as I get angry, as soon as I say, like saying something I don't want to say, I imagine the traffic light. The first thing is red. Stop, 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 right? Just stop. And I say to the person, Amber, I need to reflect. I need to go away. I need to press pause. I need to rethink this. Walk away. Take that time so you don't say anything you don't mean. You don't hear anything the other person doesn't mean. Then, you don't just ask your friends. You ask people who understand that area. You read about it, you reflect, you make notes, you journal, and then go back to it with green, red, amber, green, the traffic light, right? The traffic light. Use that to respond rather than react. Reaction is in the moment, it's impulsive. You can't give the best reaction in the moment, but you can respond when you take time to press pause. Kirsty, what can you do to help if you feel too stressed to meditate? Go to a meditative area, put on meditative music, change your area, change your space. Usually stress is associated with the space. Have you ever walked in somewhere and just gone, right, like felt out of breath and everything? Stress is associated with a place. Change your location more. I think too many of us now are doing too many things in the same room in our homes. It's not good for your brain. This is great, guys. Kanita loves the intention, attention, awareness. Ronnie, say more on intention. Is your intention the equivalent of your mission statement, or is it intention of what you intend to accomplish on? Oh, beautiful. So Ronnie, what I mean by intention is my why. What's driving what I'm doing, right? Why am I doing it? Like, my intention is the purity with which I'm acting. Am I doing it for fame and money and becoming successful and being known and being greedy? Am I doing it because I want everyone to know who I am? Am I doing it because actually I just want to manipulate people and That's what I mean. The purity of why you're doing what you're doing. It's not even just your why. It's the purity behind your why. And I really believe that real success internally and externally is based on the purity of your why. Not just your why, but the purity of it. I'll give an example. When you do anything, of course, you'll have a percentage of you that wants to do it because you want to make money. Of course, everyone needs to make money. But how much is that? Is your percentage 90% money, 10% to help people? Or is it 90% to help people, 10% money? Right? That's the purity. The purity is the percentage level. The purity will never be perfect or full. But the purity is the percentage level that is pure. I hope that answers your question. Thanks for following up. Archana, I'm so grateful I joined this community. Thank you, Archana. Hey, Jaskiran. Good to see you. Sam, how can we approach big, scary life decisions such as where to live? Fear, instinct, confused issues for me. Where to live has a lot of key elements you have to think about. You have to think about your work. You have to think about your family. You have to think about you. You have to realize, and I usually do this, is write down every place. This is one of my favorite activities that I made up. Write down every place that you could live and write down on top of it why you would live there. So I'll give an example. I currently live in New York most of the year round. Why do I live there? I love the energy, right? The other areas are New York, London, LA, and India. That's where I spend most of my time. LA, New York, London, India. LA, why do I go there? I like the, it's relaxing, it's calming, it's good, it's got that soothing space. New York gives me that energy to really move, to make a difference. London is family. And India is spiritual home. So what I've figured out is I've made sure I go every year to my spiritual home, learn in India, grow in India. I went last year, lived 3 weeks with my monks again, went deep again, right, for that time. So I've not avoided my spiritual home. London's my family. What I need right now in life is energy. And that's why I'm in New York, because it gives me that energy. But I always make sure I come spend time with my family. I also go to LA to get that relaxing and rejuvenation. That's really what LA gives me. So notice how knowing why you are somewhere helps so much. Start there. Ela, Jay, please answer me. When the biggest gap is impersonal, yes, focus on that area. Exactly. How to make the personal stronger. You make the personal stronger by figuring out what do you need to feel more alive. What do you need to feel more happy? What is it that you're missing in life? And don't make that a person, right? Do not make that a person. Make it an activity, a habit, a hobby, an interest, a passion. Do not make it a personal. Albert Einstein said, if you want to be happy in life, don't tie it to a person or a thing. Tie it to a goal, right? Nana does that with exams. Iris, question. Why is it when I have to address more than, say, 20 people, that little shy girl of 6 hiding behind my mother's frock is people around the corner again? Although one time I had to address more than 200 people. It's all about practice, public speaking, Iris. If you don't practice enough, you go back to your old habit. Even with new habits. If you don't practice daily, don't practice weekly, it goes straight back to the old habit. So it's all about practice. Arti, Jay, after session 4, I'm a little confused on how to best set goals. If it's developing yourself and personal growth, simply just loving yourself. Any suggestions? So Arti, tell me, is your goal to love yourself? Like, is that your overarching goal? Explain that to me and I'll break it down. Send it again. Karen, would you recommend a deeper and longer meditation session to overcome past trauma? There are special meditations for that, Karen. I recommend going to a hypnosis, not to be hypnotized, a hypnosis to put you in a space where you can relieve past trauma, right? Sophie says, I'm just looking at my water bottle and it says recycle me. It's what we're doing here, recycling ourselves. We're upcycling, right? We're upcycling. Amazing, guys. This is fantastic. Few more questions. Ela, I've answered your question. I hope that helps. I'm always getting there. Jeanette, what do you mean by success working? Love the traffic light analogy, Sana. So Arti, I'm waiting for your clarification. Iris says, genius project. Every day I change at least 2 actions, making appointments to communicate my projects. Beautiful. This is great. So practical. Amazing. I'm on the right track. Your words gave me assurance, says Krishnendra. Krishnendra, that's fantastic. That makes me so happy. Jeanette, why are we sometimes in resistance with life and things that would be good for us, but not come to action? Beautiful. We're in resistance because a part of our brain wants stability and security, but life is always uncertain, and that's the friction where it gets caused. And because we don't want change, we're not always good at getting on with action. It's again accepting that life is full of change. Everything in your body, all the cells in your body are always changing. So if you don't want to change, you're going against your own body. Notice that change is good. Say to myself, change is good. Change is okay. Change is needed. Say that out loud to yourself. We've just been programmed for so long to not realize it. I'd love to hold a genius retreat, Stacey. Let's work towards that for sure. Gozi J, I love that explanation of intention. Going back to relook at all my goals, especially the ones that I didn't reach. Wow. Well, thank you, Gozi. It definitely, John, honestly, intention refining is my daily habit. It's my main focus. It's changed my life. Can you turn a hobby into a career? I'm launching a course later this year, Anya, called How to Turn Your Passion into Your Paycheck, which is going to help you turn your daydream into your dream job. So yes, you can. Who else? Upcycling. I'm glad you like it, Sophie. Do you help people who don't ask for help? No, don't try and help those people. Let them come to that. You can facilitate them, but don't try and help them. Facilitate them. Arti, yes, the goal. If the goal is, do you want to love yourself more? You want to break that down into the ladder that I shared. So to love yourself, what do you need to do? You need to know yourself. Okay, when I know myself, I know the good and bad about myself. Okay, I need to hold on to the good. I need to purify the bad so that I can love myself totally. How do I purify the bad? Or which one do I want to start with? How do I purify the bad? I purify the bad by spending time with purifying energy. I nourish the good by spending time with good energy. Okay, where am I going to get purifying energy from? Maybe the temple. I may get purifying energy from a book. I may get purifying energy from a meditation. Whatever it may be. Okay, where do I purify my negative energy, right? Where do I get good energy from? Good people, good books, etc. Okay, who are the good people? List. Who are the good books? List, right? You've broken it down to go up that ladder. Look how in 2 moments that ladder has helped you so much. I hope that answers your questions. Michelle says, hi Jay, need some help to help a peer. Her ex-husband always disrespected her, and now her children do the same because of what they saw their father do. She was submissive. How can she reclaim her power and have the children respect her? Parents, unfortunately, will have to go that when they've had that past. The way they'll reclaim respect is if they're able to introduce the children to something incredibly powerful. It may be a mentor, maybe a coach, it may be a book. When they introduce them to something higher than themselves, respect comes back. Respect is reflected, right? Respect is commanded, not demanded. So when you just demand it, when you want it, it doesn't come. But when you create something for someone else and add value, then respect naturally comes. Change is good, change is okay, change is needed. Intention is my why, and refining that every day to see if you're on point. The purity behind your why, not just my, yes. Oh, beautiful. Thank you for sharing that, Ronnie. Sorry, I was reading out what I said to you. I was like, wow, that sounds good, but it was me. Sorry. You inspired a deeper part of me. Thank you. Thank you for your Q&A. It gives me all my answers. Pallavi, this is important. I'm taking a checkpoint. We've done 4 incredible sessions. This is a checkpoint. We're connecting. We're getting together. We're consolidating. We're going through all the challenges. We're working on it together, right? Wow, yes, it has, says Arti. Awesome, Arti. I'm glad I could break your ladder down in 2 moments. Okay, how do you know when you Leah, how do you know when you should enter a romantic relationship? When you know yourself. If you get into a loving relationship and you don't know yourself, you can't love anyone else, and they can't love you either because you don't even know who you are. Simple as that. Just Kiran, my parents want me to get married, whereas I want to have my business first and do something in my career. I'm not getting any positive energy from my surroundings. I stay with my parents. What should I do? Well, I can't really advise you on exactly what you should do, but I can definitely say, Just Kiran, that you should look at why your parents think that, whether you value their why. And if you value their why, then that's fine. But if you don't, you need to follow your intuition, right? Anya, again, same question. That's what you need to do. You need to look at why your parents prioritize what they do. If there's value to it, see if you can do that too. But if you really value what you're going to do, you do it anyway. When I went to be a monk, I didn't have support of anyone, but you do it because you value it. You have to find that. Daniela J, how do you find your purpose when you like so many things? You test a lot and see what sticks, see what you fall in love with. Okay. Chintan, how you get people to work honestly for your kids? Explain that, I'm a bit lost. Naren, how do you balance helping things happen and when do you let things happen? You push until you can't push anymore and see where it goes. Oh, please, question above, talk more on fear that stop us. Ronnie, I didn't see that question. Can you copy and paste it again? Can you ask it again? I missed it as I was scrolling down. Oh, here we go. Okay, I found it. I sometimes have trouble with taking action when I can't see the next steps clearly. Exactly, that's what the ladder is for. I fear of success. Also, how do I deal with that fear of not being good enough, worrying what others will say, being a perfectionist? It stops me from starting ideas. Being a perfectionist, see, it's all about progress, not perfection. So that's why the ladder is great, because the ladder maps out progress, not perfection. If you try and go from the bottom of the ladder to the top, you keep worrying about people's opinions, what people will say, what people think, what people will do. When you map out each stage of the ladder, you now know just the next step. You can take a baby step. It's progress, not perfection. That is how you do it. The ladder destroys fear. The ladder destroys people's perceptions. The ladder destroys that energy because you're just going up one step. When you're going up one step of a ladder, you're not thinking, oh my God, what if I fall? If you're trying to jump on a ladder, you'll think that way. Right? I hope that answers your question. Opili, I hope that answers your question. Okay, how many of you would like to do a meditation now? How many of you would like to do a meditation? Amazing. I think we've got a few people on from yesterday as well. We'll do a different meditation. You're on a live, Danielle. You're on a real live. Hanishka, is it normal to want to start fresh? Sometimes I want to move to another city where no one knows me and just start feeling fresh. Absolutely, it's normal to start feeling fresh. And if that's what you need to do to feel it, do it. But mostly it's changing your circle. The real refresh everyone needs is changing their circle. But everyone wants to do a meditation right now. So let's do that. It's been an amazing session, guys. So many great questions. What I want you to do is I want you straight after this to put the best Q&A, the best question answer. What's this video about? Put the best question answer into the group that you had. The best question that someone asked and the answer that I gave that really moved you. put that in. Ronnie says, perfect morning meditation setup for this new week. Absolutely. Let's do it. The ladder is amazing, says Astri. Made me believe I could do anything. Yes to meditation, says Gozi. I'll do a different one from yesterday. If you missed yesterday's, you're watching this on the replay, go back and do it. It was mind-blowing. You don't need to be there with the meditation live either, because it's absolutely the same. Awesome. Hey Shreya, thanks for just joining. Ready for the meditation? All right. Here we go. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Find a physical space of comfort, calm, balance, ease, peace. No force, no pressure, no tension. Just finding a personal space of calm, balance, ease, stillness, and peace. I want you to visualize yourself walking on a beach. Any beach you like, a sandy beach with just enough heat for your body temperature, with just enough of the breeze that you like. Just visualize yourself for a moment, feeling your feet dip into the sand and how that feels on the sole of your feet. Visualize how you can smell the fresh air of the sea. Think about what you hear. Do you hear the birds? Do you hear children? Do you hear families? Can you hear the sea? Can you hear the water rushing up onto the sand on your left or right hand side as you walk? Whenever your mind wanders, bring it to a sensation like one of these. Again, notice your feet. Really visualize what it feels like when your feet dip into sand as you walk, with your footprints behind you. As you smell the fresh air of the sea, the scent. As you hear the waves. All of these things, whenever your mind wanders, just gently and softly bring it back to these areas. 1, 2, or 3 of them, whatever it is. Allowing yourself to become an observer of this beach and ocean and sea. Whenever your mind wanders, just gently and softly bring it back to your feet walking in the ground, to the sound of the river, the sea or the ocean, and the scent of the ocean, and the hearing of the birds, right, whatever it may be. Now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to tune in just to the relaxing energy of the ocean. Just hearing it come onto the shore, wash back off, the waves as they cascade in. And every time the water touches your feet, I want you to just let it be. Just continue to walk forward. Every time the water comes on, rushes into your feet, let it go away. Just continue to walk. If there's any distraction from your current space or at the beach of kids, family, sport, whatever it may be, just continue to walk on straight. Don't let it distract you. Bring your awareness back to your feet in the sand, the sound of the sea, the scent of the beach, and really feeling that sand beneath your feet. And I now want you to carry with you your intention, your goal, your growth, whatever it is, whatever comes to mind when I say that word. It doesn't have to be what you wrote down. It doesn't have to be perfect. Your intention. My intention is to make wisdom go viral. That's my intention. And the purity behind that intention is to only want to do it to serve others. I want you to carry that with you, whatever it may be. Whatever came to your mind when I first said it, don't overthink it, don't overanalyze it. Just carry that with you. And as the water comes, as the distractions come, whatever appears, just continue to walk forward. Just continue to walk forward. Don't limit yourself. Don't stop. Don't pick up anything. Just continue to walk, carrying that intention with you. Just carry that intention with you. Breathe in for a count of 4 and breathe out for a count of more than 4. Really push out on that exhale. Really elongate that exhale. Breathe in for a count of 4 and exhale for a count of 4 or more than 4. Really exhale. Really push out. Right? Right? Really push out. And just keep feeling that air on your face, the sound of the birds, the sound of the sea, the sand beneath your feet. But continuing to walk despite all distractions that appear, not stopping for any of them. Try that a few times. Inhale for 4 and exhale for more than 4. Whenever your mind wanders, just bring it back to your feet in the sand, to the sound of the sea and the birds, to the scent of the beach. When you're ready, in your own time, at your own pace, bring back your awareness to wherever you are by opening your eyes. And tell me how that was. Let's have a look. Ela, I'm going to answer your question. I want to know if we should focus on strong points to improve or the weak points to amend it. When it comes to your skills, focus on your strengths. When it comes to your character, focus on your weaknesses. But I would say that if you're doing it on a personal level, try and focus on the thing that's causing you the most joy and the most pain. We want to focus on both of those. So pick your top joy and pick your top pain. Cheyenne, how was that? Tell me and I'll explain what we did. Hanshika felt amazing. Cheyenne said that was, and I'm waiting for the next word. Beautiful meditation, says Daniela. Fantastic. I'm so glad you loved it. Astri says that was amazing. I'm so grateful. Amazing. A great way to start the day, says Leah. Brilliant. That went far too quick. Love the beats though. Kieran, yes, it was a short one. Chintan, thank you. It was relaxing. Pallavi says, amazing. Was nice, bro. Thanks, says Upili. Upili, thank you so much for your great question. Chirag, great to see you, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. Okay, I'll explain to you what we're doing in these meditations. You are doing so much more than you even think. You think you're just walking on a beach. You think you're just there. You're doing so much more than that. I'll tell you what it is. The sea is descriptive of challenges that keep coming and going in life. The sea resembles ongoing challenges. Challenges will come and go, just like the sea rushes up onto the shore. Some waves get bigger, some waves are smaller, but that will keep happening and you can't control it. On the other side, you're going to hear kids, you're going to hear ball play, you're going to hear sports, you're going to hear families, distraction. Again, you can't do anything about that. All you can do is keep walking. The more your awareness is on your feet, in the sand, and not on the distractions on either side, you can continue walking. The more you're aware of the sound of the birds, the sound of the sea, you're aware of your surroundings, you can be in that area and make a difference, rather than be lost by the pain that's coming in, or being aware of that. And then on top of that, when you continue to walk with your intention, it means your intention stays with you. You have just planted the seeds of carrying your intention through all challenges in life. And if you do this meditation daily, that's what will come from it, right? The ability to walk through all the distractions, all the challenges with complete focus. Amazing feeling, says Caviar. That was really great meditation, says Archon. I loved it. I was on the beach in Kerala. Beautiful. Enabled me to feel centered and calm, says Helen. Donna says perfect, analyzing Jay. Daniela says, love that analogy. It's real. This is not an analogy. We're rewiring the brain. Meditation rewires the brain. Our brain has become more focused. How many of you feel you spend more time on the distraction than the action? Most of us spend more time on the distraction than the action. And that's because we need to rewire our brain to focus on our action as more significant than the distraction. But our challenge has made us focus on the distraction more than the action. So what we're doing in that activity, it's not just a meditation, it's not an analogy, it's not an anecdote, it's not a story. It's rewiring the brain to focus on your action, your steps, your progress. Not the procrastination, not the analysis. Right? That's what it's doing. A lot of people on Huntington Beach, a lot of people on Laguna Beach. Quick question about the book notes on the member site. Would it be possible to also get a list of books you recommend? That's coming out this week, guys. So, got an exciting thing coming out this week for everyone who's in love with books. I'm launching something called the Library of Legends, which is my top 7 books. You're getting a sneak peek. No one knows this yet. It's coming out tomorrow. So tomorrow, Library of Legends, I'm launching my top 7 books that are coming out in 2018, for 2018, for different areas of your life. I'm also giving you my reading guide of how to populate my one-pager. You'll get the one-pager as well. So this will be advertised on my main page. You can get it. It's absolutely free, of course. And you can get access to it and 3 new videos about just about reading. Lots more book notes coming up as well. Sorry for the delay on those. They will be up very, very soon. Pallavi, sometimes it's so hard to concentrate on breathing when you're stressed. How to handle that? Start breathing. That's why you're stressed, because breathing's out of sync. When I meditate, the word creator often comes to mind. Stacy, that's because you're a creator. You need to be creating. That's beautiful. You should start a hashtag, make wisdom go viral, and we can all make it viral by posting regarding your experience with this group, whether it's on Instagram. I love that. Hanshika, go for it. It's yours. Start with that. Let's do it. Yay books. Yeah, so make sure you sign up for Library of Legends tomorrow. Share it with everyone as well. I'm glad you think it sounds excellent. It's a lot of fun. It's because I really believe that you need a Library of Legends in your life to make a difference. I'm glad you loved that experience. Ivan said, thanks a lot, Jay. It was lovely. I'm going to a shooting now. Will and watch end later. No worries. Absolutely. Chirag, thanks for your love, man. Always great to have you here. I had the same question Chirag is. I wanted to know almost all the books in an order you'd recommend, and it would be good to know those books you read before Jay went viral, pre-Jan 2016. Yeah, so sure, Ronnie, that will be a new list that will come out. I'll share that. So I'm going to share a private list of my favorite books with all of you. Please don't share that. That's just for the Genius Group. I'm going to do that straight after this right now. Do not share that with anyone else. It's a private list just for you. The one that's going out tomorrow are my favorite books of 2018, because I wanted to share some current books with all of you as well. Love the one-page note, says Iris. Lots more coming there as well. I'm going to need another bookcase, says Jadine. Jadine, you've been there from the beginning. Meditation is so powerful, says Gozi. Gozi, trust me, it's more powerful than we even know. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing week. Make sure you go do all the rewatches, do all the activities. Next week, we get on with this. Right? Here we go. Ronnie, speed reading. That already exists on YouTube. How I Read a Book a Day. It tells you my tactics. If you have not seen it, please go check it out. Just type in How I Read a Book a Day, Jay Shetty on YouTube. You'll see the video there. It's 10 minutes long. You get a 10 minutes analysis of how I read fast. It's my personal tactic of reading a book in 2 hours. And I explain it very clearly in that video. But if you sign up for the Library of Legends, absolutely free, you get 3 new videos on my process and technique as well. Hope you have an amazing day. Have an amazing week. I'll see you soon. I love you all. See you in the group.